Hello and welcome to today's lesson on VLOOKUP. I often get asked queries about this, so here's a quick tutorial on how to use it properly. So on the left hand side I've got some staffing and salary data, and here I've got, let's just pretend I had an email, said okay, can you get me the name and salary of these 3 members of staff. So there's only, I think, 15 staff here. So in normal cases, you just say, look, just type it in, Alan Turner, £78,000, 999, Perry Mason, £40,000. But this could be thousands of lines long, and you don't really want to look through individual ones, and you might have more than 3 to look up. So this is just a really simple worked example. So as usual, to get a formula going in the cell, so VLOOKUP. So V just stands for vertical lookup. So what I want to do, I want to find this staff ID 602, and I'm going to find it in here, and the formula is going to look vertically until it hits 602. So I like to hit tab once I've just, so you just start typing VLOOKUP, hit tab, and then it fills in the rest. And Microsoft Excel is helpful in that it sort of gives you some pointers about what the formula is doing. So the first element of the VLOOKUP formula is this lookup value. So I may have already hinted towards it, but I want to find 602 in this data set. So I'm going to click that. So this is in bold, and there's a comma here. So when I press the comma button, it moves it along. So see the bold moved from lookup to table array. The table array just means what is the data set that you are looking that number in, and what data do you want to get back. So it's important to note that this G3, this 602, has to be the first column of the data set you're looking in. So it doesn't have to be column A. So I can insert a column there. Ooh, VLOOKUP. But it has to be the first column of the data I'm looking at. So let's highlight all of this. So I want to find H3, I want to find 602, and I want to find it in here, and I want to get some of this information back. So once I've highlighted all that, I then press comma again. So now this thing call index number is in bold. Now that just means what column of the data set do you want to return? So I've already said that 602 is in column 1. Now I want to get the name back. So name is column 2. So if I type in 2, now I want an exact match. We can discuss, what the true does in a different lesson, but I want the exact match of 602. So just to go through that again, I'm looking up H3. I want to find it in this data set here, B2 to D16. I want to return the second column, so I want the name, so this is column 2 of the data set. And I want an exact match, so it's false. So if I hit enter, I've got Alan Turner. So there you go. That's your first VLOOKUP done. So I'm just going to go through now a couple of basic errors that can be made. So you might innocently go, well, I've typed it in here. I'm going to drag it down so that I get the names for 999 and 308. Now I've deliberately incorporated an error here, so the second this 999 is going to fail. So if I drag it down, NA, what's going on here? So if we click in the formula bar, you'll see that I'm still looking up 999. It's dragged that element down, but you'll notice it's dragged the data set down as well. So if I go here, click, yeah, that's the full data set. The next line is dragged it down, and if I go down again, it will have dragged it down another row. Now, a quick way of resolving that is in your original formula. So delete that table array. So you can see I'm in between the two commas there. When I highlight this data, if I press F4, now you'll see there's a $sign has come either side. So $B and $2 and $D and $16. That just means that it's now locked that reference in. So when I drag it down, so in the first column, the data is there. First row, the data is there. Second, the data hasn't moved down, but it has dragged this down. And again, for the third member of staff, it's dragged what I want to find down, 308, and it's come back with Bill Bags. So I'm going to show you another little common error, which is, you might think, okay, well, I'll drag this to the right and I'll just get the salary. So if I drag it across, NA. Now the reason for that is if I click here, so let's just go through the formula again. So at the moment, it's looking up I3 Alan Turner. That's because it's dragged that cell reference across. But it's maintained the data set. So remember, I said that what you're looking up has to be in the first column. So staff ID is the first column, and there's no Alan Turner in that first column. So it's given me an error. Now, it's a quick fix is I can either drag that across, but I'm still saying I want to look up column 2, so I need to put in column 3, and I got 78,000. So let's just unwind that. So it's looking up I3, but I want to find 602. And remember, the column index, it's still retrieving the second column. I want the salary, which is column 3. And there you go. And because we have the $signs here and the reference is locked, I can drag this down. And so 999, Perry Mason 40, yeah, correct. Bill Bags 47,500. So there you go. That's how you can retrieve 2 bits of basic information. I'm going to show you just one more common error. So down here I've got 3 other numbers. Let's drag this up. Now this is surprisingly common. So say this is your original data set. I don't know, somebody could have emailed you a few cells and said, right, I need the staff, I want the name and salary of these 3 people. So you've copy these in, and so you think, well, in fact, let's just move these up one more. I'm just going to drag down the formula and it'll work. But no, see, this little green thing means that even though it's a number, the cell is formatted in a different way. So if I click on that cell, see, it's come up with a little exclamation mark to the left hand side. If I hover over that, it says the number in this cell is formatted as text, or there's an apostrophe. So there's an easy solution. If I highlight those, so remember this green triangle, I've highlighted them. If I click there, I can press convert to number because these are in number. If I convert to number, it's now worked. So I can drag all these down, and there you go. So just a very quick reminder, VLOOKUP, vertical lookup. The first thing in the formula is what I'm looking up. The second bit in the formula is where I'm looking it up and how much information do I want back. So that's the full data set. The third element is the column index number. So which column do I want to retrieve? Because I could change this to 1 and it would just give me back 602. I could change that to 3, 78,000, but of course I want the name, which is column 2. And then the false is I want an exact match on 602. So give it a go with some data you might have. You know, you can test it out really easily. So if I go 1, 2, 3, Bill, Will, and Jim, and let's just say number 3 here. So equals VLOOKUP. Remember, I want to find number 3, comma. I want to find it in here. So remember, it has to be column 1. What is the name? It's in column 2. I want an exact match, so it's false. And there you go, Jim. So just play around with it. And yeah, the more you practice, the better you get. It's a really powerful formula. So thanks for tuning in, and if it was helpful, leave a comment, and I'm going to have a load of these videos up soon, so stay tuned. Thank you very much.